What was your "I'm dating a fucking idiot" moment? On a camping trip. She was worried about parking the car on the grass because she thought the grass was going to grow, puncturing and flattening the tires. My husband thought people whistled when they set off fireworks. He didn't realize the fireworks themselves whistles, though that was one of his more harmless stupidities. Girl I dated in college broke my laptop because she kept trying to get a USB drive in. Instead of, flipping it, she just pushed harder and harder until it broke my port and motherboard. My wife went to the store to get cilantro for our tacos. She came home with parsley. Easy mistake. They look similar if you don't look closely enough. I told her she bought parsley. She was convinced it was cilantro. I had her taste it. I showed her the tag on the bundle that said parsley. She reluctantly went back to the store to get cilantro. She came home with another bundle of parsley. I love this woman, but this moment I was questioning everything about her problem-solving skills. The good news is, she has never brought home parsley again. One day, I was making butter chicken curry, which my ex loved, and in the middle of cooking, realized I was out of yogurt. Send him to the store to get some. He came back with blueberry flavored. More cute than anything, but I'm half French and my current English GF said to 2 months into dating, "I love you, but why the fuck do you keep calling me bunny when we go to sleep? It's really weird." Bonne nuit, I was saying goodnight in French. Anyways, I call her bunny all the time now, just to annoy her. My wife bought a bunch of Rid-X because she saw an ad on how expensive replacing a septic tank can be. We're on the village sewer line. We don't have a septic tank. My partner was grunting and groaning at the bin. He said, "We need new bin bags. These ones you bought don't bloody fit." Went over to see what was going on, and he had a roll of small black dog poo bags in his hand, with one unfurled, trying to work out why it wouldn't fit in the bin. They were bin bags. He just picked up the wrong roll and instead of realizing, tried to get a dog poo bag in a bin 50 times bigger. I am crying, imagining a grown man trying to stretch a doggy bag. My husband went in Dollar General for toilet paper. We had maybe $50 to last the week. This man came back with $40 of mango juice because it was on sale and no toilet paper. I drank the juice, but I was awfully salty about it. She didn't know that a rhino and a rhinoceros are the same thing. She thought rhinoceroses didn't exist anymore because dinosaurs are extinct. Girl I was dating was making nachos and shredding cheese. She cuts herself and blood gets on the cheese in the shredder. As she gets a Band-Aid, I pick up the cheese, and as I am throwing it away, she freaks out as now I may have AIDS. Like what? She is hard freaking out that I just got exposed to AIDS and I needed to get medical attention. After talking, it turns out she thought AIDS was everywhere. Like any blood outside the body could just magically get it. Her stupidity was a relief that night. She thinks that north is always uphill, so prefers to walk south. My boyfriend refused to eat basil I had bought from the grocery store because it was a full plant. I was keeping it outside, and he insisted that he would not eat dirty food. I asked where he thought farmers kept produce, and he said that they had special areas for food to grow that was sterilized, but my plant was not food grade. I just looked at him with a dumbfounded look. I didn't know how to respond. As someone who lives in a rural farming community, this has me laughing so hard I'm in tears. Please record him when you tell him we actually spray shit all over the field. Everything grows in. My wife, a medical professional, once asked me why men even have belly buttons. I looked at her with my mouth wide open and said nothing for what felt like 30 seconds. I then saw the look of realization in her eyes as she turned and walked away in quiet shame. We served in the US Peace Corps together in Uganda. One day, it was really sunny out, like we lived within 50 miles of the equator sunny. She says, "The moon is going to be really bright tonight." I asked what she meant, and she said since it's so sunny, the moon is absorbing all the light and will illuminate brighter when it's dark. We argued about this and ended up talking to her mother on the phone. She confirmed her daughter's hypothesis. Found out she was eating half-cooked pre-made pot pies because she broiled every meal in the oven instead of baking it. She told me she hated that her oven burnt the top of each one and left the bottom doughy. She would eat the uncooked dough regardless. That's nasty. My husband watched me cooking one day. We had only been dating for a month or two. And as I was talking, the pan that I was heating up was wobbly, so I proceeded to stick a spatula under it to keep it steady, a plastic one, right on a burner. It melted, naturally. His first thought was, am I dating a moron? I don't even blame him for that thought. The dude married me anyway, but he does all the cooking. Having a discussion with my wife about not using certain Christmas tree decorations because they were glass and we had small kids. Her. They're not glass. Me. They are, though. Her. No, they're not. C proceeds to drop one straight onto the hardwood floor. Smash! Me. Her, me, with the deadest straight face I have ever managed in my life. I'll get the broom, and that is why we are still married. All right, I love my GF to the moon and back, but she thought if she got a tattoo, her baby would come out with that same tattoo in the same spot she got it. We were getting ready to move and were going through each room, discussing whether to take or get rid of the furniture. In the bedroom, I remarked that I would like to get new bedside lamps. The ones we had were from his bachelor apartment over a decade ago. He said, "I can see why you'd like new lamps, but it's kind of amazing that the light bulbs have lasted 10 years. Dear gentle reader, the light bulbs had not lasted that long. He just was never the one to change them." I bought fresh broccoli, and my husband asked why I got such one huge broccoli and not the normal smaller ones. He thought broccoli naturally comes in bite-sized florets. We had a clogged French drain outside. My husband thought a plunger would fix it. He dropped the handle in the drain trying to plunge it. If that wasn't bad enough, he tried to use a wrench to get the handle out of the hole and proceeded to drop the wrench in the hole as well. He then called a plumber and told him we need help getting a plunger handle and wrench out of the drain. He's a PhD in English literature. Needless to say, I am now the handyman. My husband was feeling unwell and began Googling his symptoms. After a while of silence, he suddenly turns to me in a panic and says, "I think I have preeclampsia." A girl I was trying to date told me that Spain is part of Latin America, and when I informed her that it is in Europe, she doubled down by saying she was a Latin American studies student and that I was wrong. Love my wife, but South Dakota is not north of North Dakota. Would be funny if it was, though. Thanks for the watch. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my latest videos. I will appreciate it. See you in the next one.